Okay, guys, so today I wanted to talk about what is probably one of the top things that stop long distance runners from completing their goals. I'm going to talk about foot swelling. It causes major issues during marathons and particularly ultra marathons. It's caused by normally by they call interstitial fluid due to vasodilation. It's basically where you're pumping a lot of blood because you're active and you have a lot of blood going down there, but it goes down to the capillaries down into your feet, and those capillaries aren't good at expanding enough. So a lot of the fluid leaves the capillaries and gets into the upper part of your foot and causes swelling. It can also be caused by micro tears in muscle fibers and just from in extreme heat, and you basically generate a lot of heat through your activity. You will get fluid retention because your body's trying to hold on to water because you're so overheated. Beyond discomfort, swelling can cause lots of major things like severe blisters. I've definitely encountered that. I normally am not pretty good about not getting blisters, but I've had them some in the past. I had it really bad at Snowdrop 55 hour a few years ago, where I had these enormous blisters on my heel and had to go to the aid tent and get help with them. But you can also get trench foot. Oh, that's nasty when people feet they swell up and then they're retaining fluid down in the shoe, and it just becomes a gross sweaty mess that can also happen after running through a lot of water and stuff. But you can also get nerve impingement, which can cause pain because your foot is swelled and it's pushing up against the shoe and the laces, and that causes a lot of pain. And all these things cause a lot of DNFs at big races, big 100-milers, big ultra distance events. It's one of the top reasons why people drop out of places like the Western States 100. I've had friends that have had severe swelling that has ended lots of races. I remember going down to one race and I had a friend who had swelling, and he ended up just taking off his shoes and going in sandals the whole way. And he was able to still complete a lot, but he was in extreme pain because his feet were so swollen and he had blisters. I actually did a 100-mile race on a treadmill, and the impact and the friction caused me to get blisters and have pain in my feet. In order to finish it, I ended up going and cutting the front of the shoe out to give it some room and relieve the space, give me more space to be able to complete the event. Some of the things that you can do to help with these different issues are definitely to have good socks. The majority of times, synthetics breathe better than like a cotton sock. It also causes less friction. I'm a big proponent of merino wool just because I think it's good at anti-odor and rapid drying, and if you can rapid dry, if your feet get wet or if they're sweaty and it's able to dry, you're less likely to get some of that trench foot or the buildup of fluids that cause a lot of the issues. I'm a big proponent. I actually, in all my ultras, I pretty well am wearing the toe socks. I think it helps because you've got material between each of your toes to where you're not getting friction against each other. And it also, when you're able to spread your toes, you're able to get a little bit of airflow in there that helps things dry out and keeps you from getting the trench foot. You can also use things like compression socks, which help push the fluid up and keep it from getting down, staying all down in the bottom where you're getting the swelling. So hopefully it'll push things up your leg and allow you to process it further up your body. Anyway, so definitely pick socks that fit you well and emphasize breathability and blister prevention. You don't want to have the sock so big that it bunches up. You also don't want it to be too tight and constricting, so you want it to fit well. They should fit well with no sag, no stretch, and your toes should have a little bit of wiggle room. As far as footwear, you want some of the new super foams are great because they're providing some cushioning and extra cushioning and support. Some of the ones that have a rocker are good because they allow you to roll through and you're getting less friction on your feet, so you're less likely to get some of that micro tears in your foot, and it's able to help some. As far as the toe box of a shoe, I definitely believe in a wide toe box. That's why I'm a huge fan of the Ultra and Topo shoes, though there are other shoes that also have the wider toe box. If you have room for your toes to spread out, you're able to get, they're not compressed against each other, rubbing against each other. You've also got more room for your toes to splay, which actually I even think helps with performance. You're able to grip the ground a little bit better and move. But biggest thing is it allows airflow in there to keep your feet from getting hot and sweaty and not be able to, even if it gets hot and sweaty, you want the airflow to help it be able to dispel the heat and dry out. There are lacing strategies you can use. If you know you're always swelling on the top of your foot, you can do what's called a box lace, where you're going to skip that one lace in the middle. If you're worried about slipping on the heel, that's a common issue. You want to use a lace loop, the technique where you tie the little loop around and lock in your heel so you don't get movement. You can, if you commonly have an issue with the top of your foot, you can tie the box lace ahead of time, or to take the pressure off the foot and to allow more space for your shoe to swell up. I've also known runners that'll wear a half size larger going into an Ultra, just to give them more room for their feet to swell and not cause issue and alleviate pressure points. But anyway, you can either do it ahead of time, or you can do it if you start having issues during the race. You can go relace your shoes and take some of that pressure off. Anyway, something that I like that some people don't use, I like the gaiters, the little things that go around your ankle, they attach to your shoes. I just find it helps keep debris out. I'm notorious for kicking up little rocks and stones and gravel into my shoes, which then can cause friction and cause blisters. One of the best things, even if you're not using gaiters, if you get any debris in your shoes, stop and address it right away. Take it out. You do not want that stuff to build up over the miles and cause issues. Another thing that I've known people that have done, it's not something I've done really that much in the past, but they tape their feet before they go. So you tape it up so you don't get the friction in different points. One of the great books on that is John Vonoff's Fixing Your Feet. It shows a lot of taping techniques. It's not the only good book out there, but it is really good and works for a lot of people. A lot of people also will put like a lubricant on their feet. I do that often, but I really always carry some with me in case I start getting a blister spot. I can apply like my lubricant to my feet, and it helps the foot move through there better without the friction. Some of the things you can do after a race is keep your feet up, keep them elevated, so the fluid runs down from your feet and your ankles and down into your body to reduce the swelling after you're done. That's also where people will often use compression sleeves for recovery afterwards to get the fluid moving and get them out of your feet. So in general, some of the best things you can do is just plan ahead, practice things in your long runs to know what works for you and what doesn't. So you want to make sure you have good socks, good shoes that fit you well, I like there to be some space in there. Know some lacing techniques that would relieve some pressure if you start getting some. Consider things like taping or gaiters, or anyway, there's all those things I mentioned. Anyway, and then also just don't use the rule that don't try new socks or shoes on race day, because you'll find that they maybe don't fit quite the way they did in the store for a 50 miler or 100 miler. You'll find all the little pain points. Anyway, the whole idea of this is to try to give you some ideas to help you prevent some of the problems that can happen in these ultra events, and to give you some ideas of things you can do to maybe mitigate it. Anyway, that's all I have about blisters and swelling feet. But anyway, if you found it interesting, please consider hitting the thumbs up, the like button. If you're interested in any more of my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And other than that, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And keep moving!